Record. All right, I'll say a quick prayer and we'll get going. Lord, I just thank you so much for this day, and I thank you for all the ladies in this unit, and I thank you for the ones that are just so faithful to show up every week. And Lord, we just guide those that have had surgeries to heal quickly, especially Jody's hand. And I do think that that you are healing it and it's getting better. And we just pray that she can be patient with your timing of that. And we just lift up everybody that's not here tonight that normally is. We just pray that everything is good with them. And we just ask that you guide us as we are still kind of at the beginning of this new seminar year, and we just want to do your will. And we just ask that you bless our efforts. And it's in your name we pray. Amen. Okay. Um, so first of all, is there anything besides jumping off the diving board? Do you guys have anything good you want to say that's happened in the last week? Just something, it could be Mary Kay or otherwise. Anything good?
Well, you had some good. Who were the kids you were with?
Oh, our fellow team member who you've never seen or met. Her name is Amy Eaton. She's the one with the 5 kids. I started
Oh,
last summer helping out, and so this summer and today I had 4 of them at a pool.
oh,
Yesterday I had
lovely.
4 of them at a pool. It's a lot to keep your eyes on because this is a private pool, so it's only me. It's 12 feet deep. And their father freaked out this morning when he found out the littlest one doesn't even like to wear her floaties. She's such a good swimmer. She's like a fish, but she won't wear anything. So, I'm
Yes,
watching
now,
pretty
yeah,
intently.
yeah. Thanks,
Wow.
Betty.
Hey,
Angela,
Jody.
I would just want to say and declare like this past week was a really off week for me in many respects. So I like can't, I'm starting feeling better today in a lot of things. So yeah, all the
Amazing.
stuff from last week, it kind of went on pause for a few days with me, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. We can all take a break, especially in July. Debbie, anything great happened this week? I
Well,
know today was a good day.
today was a good day. I woke up early and I got ready for the doctor at 9:30, and then we just did a televised thing. And so then at 10:30, this lady calls me and says, "Are you still coming at 11?" And I was like, "What?" Because I didn't have her down for her. But we had talked about it last week, but she didn't say Tuesday or Wednesday, so she just put down Tuesday. And so
Yeah.
I had to jump up and get everything ready and run over there, but it turned out real good. We got the foundation finder working, and she found out what color she was and stuff. And thank goodness I had it in stock. So as soon as I get all my money in together from all these people that owe me money here,
Yeah.
um, I got a check being sent, and I got propay to come in and that kind of stuff. So I need to get all that, and then I have a delivery tomorrow. That's that lady that had me drive all the way a half an hour to her work, and then she didn't want a facial after all. She said, I just use water. And I was like,
Oh, but
oh,
then she ordered the one you're
yeah, she
delivering to.
she ordered
Okay.
2 things, and that's probably all she'll use. But she was not working at that time, so she told me when to come. So she called me and told me, "Can you come Wednesday before 2 o'clock where I work?" And I said yes because that's closer than where she lived. So I got that to deliver tomorrow. So I need to put another order in, and after that,
Yay. Do y'all know Amanda is here with Jody? I don't know if Dawn or Debbie has met
I
Amanda.
don't think
This is
so.
Amanda.
Hello, Amanda.
Yeah. We're glad she's
That's
Jody.
Amanda, not me.
Yeah, yeah. You guys know Jody. So Amanda, she re-signed last month, but she's been in Mary Kay before. She just never really left. So, so anyway, we're glad you're just hanging out over at Jody's and you decided to join us.
Well, I came over to show her something.
Oh.
Nice
She
to see
also,
you and meet you.
yeah, Amanda also does Jody's color on her hair. So Amanda's kind of a great hair person. So, yeah. And Jody's hair looks good. Is Jody's hand doing good?
It's doing. It's doing.
Okay. Okay. Well, all right. So I did want to see that. Does anyone know what their sales were or how many their number of products that they moved this week?
I sold probably 12, maybe 10 products. No, I sold 12 products and probably, oh, I don't know, $200. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of, I had 13 products and 280. So, that's, no, I actually have had a couple of sales the last 2 days, but I didn't count those. I'll count those on next week, but I want to share a little bit about that. So just a reminder, I'm going to really remind everybody of this pink points program every week, and you get points for different things. And so really we'll rally at the end of the month with all the points. But okay, that was weird. Let me go back to share. But I didn't do it right. We'll rally at the end of the month with all the points, but if you give me certain things every week, I can keep track of it for you. But by the end of the month, we want to know how many power hours you did, if you had, an event with 3 people, like a party, if you've attended all the meetings, if you've added an active team member, did you turn in your weekly accomplishment sheet 4 times? And if you sell at least 25 items, so that's why we want to keep track. So if you do all your tickets and you do your weekly accomplishment sheet, you can even just put on your ticket or even add up at the end of the month, how many items did you sell? And then we are looking to try to do 5 faces this month. That's kind of our challenge, whether it's just a foundation match or more than that. We'll look at your status at the end of the month. Please let me know if you do attend one of our Zoom events on Wednesdays or Thursday evenings. Tomorrow night is that really good makeup artist at 8 p.m. and she's doing kind of a summer makeup thing. And Thursday night is Kristen Myers, NSD, who I really like Kristen Myers, so that would be good. But even when I'm on, there's so many people on, I may not know you're on. So if you get on either one of those, it's just kind of the honor system, just let me know. And then it is the honor system too on if you post reels, and then I'll know if they fill out the Google Doc, if they watch a video and fill out the Google Doc. So this is gonna try to help us stay focused on income producing activities. Of course, you're not required to do it, but if you do it and you give me your totals, then I'm gonna give you cash based on how many points you get. And so some of those things you're going to earn, monthly, and some quarterly and some yearly, depending on what it is. So that's kind of exciting. But I did want to share, we have the Pink Perks program, which this you get from me via email that you can use if you want to. You don't have to, but I'll be honest with y'all, I'm totally hit or miss with this thing. Like, I email it to all my customers, but if my customer doesn't say something to me, I haven't been really focused on it. So the last 2 days, I've had 3 reorders, and I added up what they had, and they were spending at least $50. So I texted them this picture and said, is there anything you want off of here? Since you're spending $50, you can get one of these things 50% off. My first order picked the Clinical Solutions. My second order picked the CC Cream and the Finishing Spray bundle. And this afternoon, my order, she wanted the Time Wise Miracle Go Set. So I didn't make money off of those 3 things because they're getting it 50% off, but I didn't lose money on it. And like the girl that did the Miracle Go Set, she uses the Miracle Set. She just didn't even know we had a Go Set. And she's like, so this is like a travel set? She gets the lookbook, but she's been my customer forever. But so I thought, okay, I need to focus on this more so I can move more product and I can get people using something maybe they haven't used before or continuing to use. So and I also have on our Facebook page, in the featured section, the one that's from Monica, which she was the original director that kind of came up with this. If you like hers better, because she does different things, she still does, you got to spend $50, and then she has things you can get half off. You can pick what you want to use. You don't have to use it, but I just decided one of the things I wanted to do in the new year is to be a little bit more focused on doing that so that I'm moving more product and getting people on more products and getting my customers used to it. So they know that if they spend $50, they might have, and they don't have to purchase something for half off. They can say no. Sometimes they do say no, but just wanted to share that. Any questions about that? Okay, so Debbie is going to do product knowledge here in just a second. Before she starts, does anyone want to offer to do product knowledge next week? I could do the new little thing myself for you all if you want me to, because I got to order it already and I'll have it before next week. So the new Skinvigorate, if you want me to do more of a product knowledge on that and show you how it works, because it's different, I can do that unless there's somebody that just wants to do a product knowledge next week.
I want to see the new brush, so I vote for
Okay,
you.
why don't we do that next week for sure? Because I should get it because I ordered it yesterday. So I'll be able to use it ahead of time and then I can tell you how it works and how it feels and you guys can see it. So we'll plan on me doing that next week just since we have that new product that's available. And you guys are able to order that this Friday. Everybody's able to order that Skinvigorate brush on Friday. So, okay, Debbie, take it away with your product knowledge for tonight. You're muted. Don't forget to unmute.
Okay, here we go. I decided to do the Voluform Eye Renewal Treatment Cream. This is the way it comes in this little bottle, and I love the fact that it's got this little tip, this little steel tip on here. It feels so good on your skin. It's so nice and cool. And I was under the impression that the older women and stuff that I was selling to at my church would not want any of this stuff. But I had younger people there at the thing, and so I started talking about it, and I sold 3 of these to the older women. So that was good.
Yes.
That was good, So I was real happy with that. And I did tell them all the good things about it. And then one of the ladies asked me today, she's looking at my eyes and she said, "Do you use that every day?" And I said, "Yes, I use it every day. I use it every morning." And I wondered why I don't have any bags normally. And I was using it and I thought, well, I don't have any bags. Well, that's why I don't have any bags, because it uses all the time. So what it does is it targets the deep lines and the dark circles and the under eye bags and sagging skin. What I did not know and remember that it is good for your upper eyelid droop. And I hadn't been using it on my upper eyelids. And so it's also good for the crepiness and the dry skin, and it increases the skin moisturization for 12 hours. I didn't know that either. It's got a unique liquid crystal delivery system to enhance its effectiveness, and it has biometric peptides, plant stem cells, and the liquid crystal delivery system is to help firm the skin's elasticities, and it's got that cool metal tip. Feels good on their eyes when they're using it too. Okay, the rest I have is that it's a 74% crepey skin, improvement on crepey skin, and 68% minimize underlying bags and dark circles in the first 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, it goes up to 73%, firms and tones the sagging skin around the eyes as well, and 70% minimizes the deep wrinkles. Now, I've noticed that in the corners of my eyes and stuff, I really don't have any wrinkles anymore. And so I was thinking that it was because of not the deep wrinkle, the wrinkle stuff we use.
Limiter,
Yeah.
wrinkle limiter.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. Yeah, my words mix me. And so I thought it was because I put that on there, but I stopped putting it on when I realized that this is what is causing it it's just not just around the bottom of the eye, but it's on the corner of the eye, which I know that when you're using it, you've got to get it up there on the corner of the eye, just automatically it works like that. But now I will start using it on the top of my eyelid as well, because I do have drippy eyelids. And after 4 weeks, it's supposed to repair the appearance of the skin by using it. 85% improvement on the skin's appearance, and 67% reduces the droopy eyelids. So I'm really interested in using that on the top of my eyelids from now on. It's really good. And I didn't mention it so much before because it was an extra thing. And so when I had my party a couple of weeks ago, I did just that. I took out all the new stuff that we had for the summer, and I showed that, and I sold some of that, and I always sell mascaras anyway and skincare. But then I sold 3 of these eye renewal treatment creams, which boosted my sales like $150. So that was a
Yeah.
good thing.
Yeah. Eye renewal cream is pretty good price. How
Yeah,
much is it?
I think it's
40.
$44, I think.
Yeah. I've kind of gotten confused with some of the price changes. I can't remember how much things are. I'm having to double check my
Right.
lookbook. I can't I can't go with
Well,
my
I know
head.
that because I just sold a lot.
Yeah, you have. That's exciting. Well,
Yeah.
congratulations on selling that and thank you for sharing that. I do think I kind of mix and match. I use different eye creams, but I do think that one definitely has the most benefits of all of our eye creams. And I had a lady that just returned eye patches. Have y'all ever had anybody return eye patches? She didn't think that they were really working. And so now I'm thinking maybe I should have suggested that she use this eye cream. I'm trying to figure out what to offer her. Anyway, I've never really, everybody usually loves the eye patches, but
They feel
I
nice
know.
and cooling on, don't they? They feel like it's nice and cool. And
Yeah, she just felt like it really wasn't doing the job with her under eye bags. So, maybe this eye
yeah,
cream would be a better option for her. So that's something I should consider now that you are saying all that. So,
So
yeah.
do you
Hey,
think
Deb.
that she was thinking that they should be more permanent because it is a temporary fix and it's
She
supposed to
felt like
be
it
seen
was,
just
yeah, she told me she just didn't think it was doing anything at all, like for even any time at all. And so I was like, okay. So, and we had talked about her using the other under eye thing, but she has another product sort of like that. And personally, and we're getting ready to watch HDK, and I think that made me think about it when we watch her. Some of our customers really aren't using good skincare very often, and then they start having an issue under their eye or on their skin or whatever. And then they just want some kind of miracle to happen overnight, but they're not willing to do the consistency of a good skincare routine. And truly, you have to have consistency. It's just like working out and eating well and cleaning your house. Like you can't just do it sometimes. And so I think that's a little bit of it. And she hasn't been very willing to be consistent on anything. So then I think she kind of wants a miracle. But I graciously took it back and she decided to get an exfoliating scrub, a couple of exfoliating scrubs to exchange, which it didn't really fit what she was trying to do under her eyes. But anyway, we don't have to keep talking about that. So what I want to show y'all, I don't know
Hey,
how much.
Angela,
Oh
I've been
yeah.
trying to want to say something to Debbie.
Oh yeah.
Deb, I absolutely want to compliment you on tonight's talk about the product. You did a wonderful job. You had me completely listening to every word you said. I learned some newer things about the eye cream. I use
thank
that
you.
every day. But you personally did a really, really good job with what you shared with us
Well,
tonight.
thank you
So
very much.
yes,
kudos to
I
you.
appreciate that,
you
Dawn.
know,
Yeah, it was very good.
Thank you.
You gave us a lot.
Thank you
Really,
very much.
yeah, very good information. Yeah, it was great. So that's kind of what we want to keep doing. But I will do the brush next week, and then you guys can think about who might want to do it the next week. So thank you very much, Debbie. And thanks, Dawn, for interrupting me and saying that because I didn't mean to I didn't I didn't know you wanted to talk. So that's great. Okay, so we're gonna watch HDK. It may go, I think it's like 30 minutes. So that'd put us at 6:50. So if you need to get off or something, but I think this is really good. And this is helpful to me in what I'm trying to do going forward this year with my personal business in selling and recruiting. And so I thought it would be really worth y'all's listen. So I'm going to share her thing. And she just recorded this last Wednesday. She was doing a Wednesday thing on YouTube every Wednesday and she kind of stopped, but she's going to restart it. And this is one of the things she did.
Friends, my HDK download friends, I am thrilled to be with you guys. I haven't seen you forever. So I'd say hi. Say hi when you get here. We've had some really, really, really juicy things to talk about, things that have been on my mind, and I'm sure yours for a while. And we're going to dig in and we're going to figure out why things feel different and why the things that used to work don't work anymore. That's what we're going to do today. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? I can't even get comfortable. I'm so excited. Okay, let me plug my phone in. Hold on. Tell me you're here. Say hi. And then what you're most excited about with the new year. I love a new year. I love a new everything. And so a new year it's just like scrap everything that worked, that didn't work, that I was not happy with, and really hone in on what's my next step. What's my next step in growth to become the person that I want to be, to build the business that I want to build the life that I want to live. It gives you some really clarity. And so in that, I have done a lot of digging about why women are shopping different and why, we were looking at our end of the year goals, and I had 3 specific goals for June 30th, like to hit, and we hit one of them. And I don't know about you, but when I don't hit a goal, sometimes it's like, oh, okay, it just didn't really work out. But this time I'm like, okay, the things that used to work didn't work, and they didn't work so much that it was like a thud. And a thud is a really good opportunity to question everything. Not the business, but like, how am I applying the business? What am I doing that is not serving me well anymore? Okay, so that's the question that I started asking myself. And then I started deep diving into behavior patterns, buying patterns. What do women really, truly want? And so I'm going to throw some things at you, and then I'm going to tell you about which method came out of a conversation with Chat GPT over the last week. And it is like so many questions of like, okay, what are women looking for? Like, why aren't they buying the way they used to? Why aren't they responding to messages the way they used to? And so why? Because that's what I wanted to know. Why? So here's some things that we found out. 20 years ago, women watched commercials. Now they watch creators, correct? 20 years ago, women wanted information. Now we have all the information in the entire world. Now women want recommendations. They want. Years ago, people shopped at stores. Now they buy from relationships. 20 years ago, company controlled the message and told people what they should buy. Now consumers do. 20 years ago, just posting or saying this is the product that you need, or just even not even doing that, just saying, hey, this is what mascara does. Hey, this is a picture of a charcoal mask. Like how many charcoal masks did we sell by putting a charcoal mask on and taking pictures of it? Well, because that stuff worked. Now women need help making decisions because there is an information overload. There's too much out there. And so our job is to come in and clarify. Okay, are you ready? Here is the Skin Coach method. This takes all of the things that women want, which is recommendations, guides, clarity, customization in the highest form, service in the highest form, relationships in the highest form. And it puts it into something that you can duplicate every single time. So you're not having to wing it, especially if this doesn't come natural to you as a human being, or if it's just not the way you've ever done your business, which I can absolutely relate to. Okay, so we've got 5 phases of the Skin Coach method. Number one is discover. And we'll go into these for sure. Discover. Phase 2 is diagnose. Phase 3 is design. Phase 4 is develop. And phase 5 is delight. I'm going to put this in the chat for you guys so you can copy that. No, it doesn't like me to put so many things at one time. Maybe I will. Okay, let me split this up here. He's watching me do this, listening to me talk to myself, really. Okay, let me put this into 2 forms. Tell me, thank you guys all for saying hi. Tell me what you're most excited about with the new year. As I told you what I'm most excited about. I'm really most excited about helping myself and you through navigating the newness, but giving you a fundamental, like, not just a theory, not just a blanket idea, not just say, hey, think about this and come up with something, but to have a concrete plan that you feel confident in putting into practice. That's what I'm good at. And so that's what makes me so excited about what we're doing here. This is just the first of many to come. Okay, the Skin Coach method. This transforms you as the consultant from someone who just sells skincare into someone who coaches women towards healthier, more confident skin. Now, doesn't that sound so much better? Because women don't want to buy stuff. They don't want to be sold stuff. Nobody wants to spend $400 on skincare. Nobody woke up this morning and said that. But I bet millions of women woke up this morning and thought, man, I wish my skin looked better. Man, I wish I wasn't having these lines and wrinkles. Man, I wish I didn't have this acne problem at 40 years old. Like, whatever it is, they're saying their problems, except we're just talking about buy me, because I have a goal, right? Okay, so let's not do that again. So with this Skin Coach method, the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna start with the idea of a skincare goal, not with a product that we're selling. Because the first characteristic of you that you want to switch into is curiosity. When you are more curious, you become the expert. When you're more curious, you are more confident, right? And can I get an amen? Because I taught, we talked on our summer school on Monday about like disrupting things. And so much of the feedback that I got was, I'm not confident enough to, right? So this is going to give you that method to become confident. You're going to start being curious. Your goal is not to talk. How many of you get nervous and not confident because you think you have to tell everybody everything they need? I would say all of you, right? That just yes, yes, yes. So that's not the goal. The goal is not to talk. The goal is to understand. If you talked more than your customer in the first 5 minutes, you are coaching backwards. So the idea is to keep your mouth shut and ask questions. Now, I know you guys, so many of you in here. You want to know, you want to understand, and you want to love people. Well, in order to know and to understand and to love people, you have to know what we're talking about. And how can you do that without asking questions? So asking questions is your best friend. So let me give you some examples. I think that every skincare conversation, and in my mind, most conversations are about skin. We're going to make them about skin, right? Because we're going to ask the questions. So those conversations, you need to come out knowing the answers to 4 different questions. Number 1, what's bothering you? Like what's the thing that's bothering her the most about her skin? What frustrates her? What irritates her? I'll just speak for myself, because I'm in the actually today I had a conversation with my hormone lady, and I believe I am officially in postmenopause, which is a hallelujah moment, because perimenopause sucks. And perimenopause has taken the last couple of months of my skin I feel like it's gone through like a paper shredder. It looks, I'm not going to tell you all, but okay. So no, this is a perfect example. You're listening to me talk and I'm like, I look in the mirror and it looks like my skin is like melting down to my boobs. And then it looks like it went through a paper shredder and it's uneven and it's weird on the sides and the cheeks. I've never had it before. And the hollowness of my eyes. You need to know all of these things about your customer because your customer is like me. They're looking in the mirror and they're like, they get panicky, and maybe not to the extent that I do, but they're having feelings. They're having emotions about what's going on here. So what is bothering her? That's the number one thing that you need the answer to. The number two thing is, what does she want? And here is the cool part. I love this question. I love this question when you think about so many things. So if I'm your customer and you were to sit here and you need to know, what do I want? I can't go back in time. And I don't want to be 20 again. Ugh. Painfully. But like, what do I want? Well, I want to look like I used to. I want to look like I feel, because I feel good most days. I feel like I'm just getting into the prime of my life. I feel like I am more confident now than ever. I feel like I'm just hitting my stride, but my skin doesn't reflect that. Like, I mean, I work out every single day and I'm very proud of the work that I've put in and what the aesthetic of that is, except my skin doesn't show it and I can't do anything about it. And I feel out of control. You need to know that. You need to know that about your customer. What do I really want? So ask her, if we were sitting here 3 months from now and your skin looked exactly how you wanted it to look, what would be different? So then if you ask me that question, I would say, I want the hollowness underneath my eyes. I want that to improve. And I want the texture of my cheeks to improve. I don't know, it looks like I've got acne scarring all over my cheeks, except that I don't. I want my jawline to not be drippy. So then I'm like, okay, those are 3 solid things that I want. Do you know what your customer wants? I would guarantee you don't, right? Because I don't. When is the last time I asked my customer about her skincare goals? No, I really don't know. Now, I think I naturally do some of that, but straight up ask the question, no. Okay, number 3, what's standing in her way? What's standing in her way? So here's some sub questions. What have you already tried? What gets in the way of having a routine? Does she not have the time for it? Or doesn't feel like she has the time for it? Does she have too many products? Does she have one of those Ipsy subscriptions and she just gets 12 random things every month that are just, it's like throwing spaghetti on a wall? Has she felt like she's tried everything and nothing works? You need to know those things, because what is my problem is going to be very different from your customer's problems. Not the problems necessarily, but what's standing in her way, because I got no problem spending money on skincare. It's in my closet right there, and I use everything all the time. So that's not my problem, is more skincare. Now, maybe I need somebody to specifically work on ingredients with me. Okay, maybe. So I think I need a facelift, but it's a horse in a different color. But your girls, your customers out there have things standing in their way. You need to know about it, because you need to know if all she's tried is soap and water. That's a whole different situation than my situation, right? So that changes the diagnosis. Now, the last thing that you want to know from her is, okay, what's realistic? Because what's realistic for me, using me as the example, is probably very different from somebody who's got 17 kids and 9 husbands and 12 jobs, right? Like, I literally could spend hours a day on skincare if I wanted to, because I could do it while I work from home. That would be very simple for me. But that's not how most people are. So you need to ask her, how much time do you realistically want to spend in the morning and in the evening? 2 minutes? 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or whatever it takes, whatever it takes. And you know, I'm going to pause here, right here, because I think sometimes you could think, well, what could I really even recommend in 5 minutes? You know, like you're having those, like if she needs a whole bunch of stuff, if her skin is sliding down to her boobs, she's going to need some product, correct? So how could I possibly make recommendations for a 5-minute routine? When's the last time you timed your routine? So I'm going to put a little star next to your paper that says, Shelly Carter, go time your routine. And I hope you're using Skin Boost Camp to the full extent of the law. When you're not a guess, exactly. This is your content idea for tonight. I would either time lapse you getting ready or just set a timer and then do your whole Skin Boost Camp, all your serums, all your retinol, all your hydrating mask, the whole kit and caboodle. And then I would take a screenshot of the time and I'd go, a typical evening routine took me 3 minutes and 30 seconds. And then that right there is your proof to help people, man, I can recommend everything in 5 minutes, twice a day. And then your weeklies take longer than that. And then record your morning. This is evidence and people want proof. They no longer you're not going to be able just to wing it and go, oh girl, you're fine. It takes me, like less than 10 minutes. Those things don't build credibility with the woman today. The woman today needs to know exactly how long this is going to take and exactly how much this is going to cost. That's what they want to know. And is it going to work? So you can make recommendations appropriately, you have to have evidence and confidence in your arsenal, correct? Because wouldn't you boost camp if you really thought that it took 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes at night, and then 10 minutes extra 4 nights a week? Wouldn't you, you'd be like, shoot, everybody could do that. Well, you need to know that. So that's what your job is to do. So you're looking for a diagnosis. With these 4 questions is to diagnose the situation. Because if you're working with a good doctor, I will say, they're not supposed to be just prescribing things before asking questions. They need to know what the problem is so they can make the proper recommendation, correct? Okay, so that is number 1. That's in the vein of, what did we say at the very beginning, is discover. We're discovering, so we're asking and we're listening and we're understanding. That's all in that vein. Now, phase 2 is we're going to develop. Phase 2 is to diagnose. What's the real problem here? And so what we're going to do is we're going to recommend like a coach and not like a catalog. We're not going to throw her the book and say the answer is somewhere in there. We're going to highlight the answer and hand it to her. So my genius, and I love it, and I'm obsessed with it. I'm going to give it to you right here. After you've diagnosed what she needs, then you're going to ask her, would it be okay if I put together a simple plan based on everything you shared? If somebody said that to me, I'd be like, yes. I would love it because it would feel like help. It would feel like support. It would feel like service, because that sentence changes everything. People rarely will resist a customized, personalized plan. What they resist is feeling like they're being sold to. And you know that. You don't like to be sold to, and you don't like selling. How many times have I heard from you guys, well, when it gets down to the end and I have to ask for the sale, terrible verbiage, by the way. We are no longer asking for the sale. If I have to ask for the sale, that's where it gets complicated. Well, yeah, because you don't want to, because you know they don't want to hear it. It's instinctive. It goes against the way that women are now. I think the way they I've always been, but specifically now. So you're not looking about how do I sell this woman some skincare. What you're looking for is how do you make her feel so understood, so seen, so heard that the recommendations just feel obvious. That she's buying everything because she knows that you know, that she knows that you know, that she knows that you know. That kind of understanding is what we're looking for. So don't fly through the questions. Know her well enough, and what she's really saying to you is that she doesn't feel pretty and she doesn't feel confident anymore. And that I know you can help with. And give her a fun lipstick because fun lipstick helps everything. Festive pink, just put it on. Okay, I have powerful pink on, or I had it on. You don't see it anymore. That was a long time ago, hours and hours ago. Okay, our number 3 thing that we're doing. So after we've discovered, then we've diagnosed, now we're designing. So what we're going to do, what old verbiage says, we're going to give her an order of application. Boom. We're not doing an order of application anymore. We're doing a skin success plan. The skin method plan. Whatever you want to call it. Here is your skin success plan. And that plan is the products, but it's not just here's the products and here's the order of application. It's here's your morning routine. Here's your weekly treatments. Here are the results to expect and when to expect them. And you know what you're going to do? You're going to go, if you don't know, based on your own face, you're going to go to the product fact sheets that every single product has on InTouch. And you're going to say, in the studies that Mary Kay has already done for us, that it takes 2 to 4 weeks to see results. So whatever they say, that's what you're going with, unless you've got a better answer that you've tested on yourself. Don't just guess. So what results to expect, when to expect them. And then lastly, when you're going to check in again with her. Because as a skin coach, coaches, you talk all the time to your coach, right? If you've got a Mary Kay coach, if you've got a health and fitness coach, you're talking all the time to them because they're your accountability, right? There's what makes everything. Brady Brubeck's on here. She sent me her workouts 3 times over the last week because I get to be her accountability person in that. I get to be the person that goes, yeah, because I'm so proud of her. That is what your job is for your customers. A routine is much easier to follow than a list of products. Wouldn't you love it? Like, wouldn't that be fun to sit with somebody and go, here's your morning routine. And this is just recommendations. This is what I recommend in the morning. This is what I would recommend in the evening. This is what I'd recommend in the week. Here's what you can expect. I'm going to call you in 3 days to make sure that you're not overwhelmed, because I bet you will be. Okay, yeah, I probably will be. Okay, thank you. Then that 2 + 2 + 2, that good idea of every 2 days you check in with somebody, and then 2 weeks and every 2 months. Those things are the strategy to be a skin coach. 2 + 2 + 2 is an old age Mary Kay thing. One we're keeping. We're keeping that one. But we don't do it, and we only check in with, we have a sales goal to meet or a sale going on. And I'm just as guilty as you guys are. Not hammering at you, just saying this is what happens. But when you change your mindset that you are a skin coach, you're just touching base all the time. You're not trying to sell anything. You're trying to make tweaks. You're trying to help her brainstorm how to fit it in her schedule. Whatever her problem is, because she's going to have some. You know how to do it. You know how to solve all that because you do it for yourself. You don't have to be a magician, by the way. Okay, your next one. So that is, we've discovered, we've diagnosed, we've designed, and then we've developed through that. And now we're going to follow up like a coach and not a salesperson. So when we follow up, we get stuck here, and I get it, but we're not going to get stuck here anymore. We are not waiting till they're ready to reorder. We know that most of your communication will not result in a sale, and you're cool with that. Okay, you're checking in because you care. So the questions that you're going to ask are, how's your skin feeling? The feeling comes first, as we all know. Your skin, you know, it will tell you softness before it will tell you most anything else. How's your skin feeling? What's one improvement that you've noticed? Now here, we're validating their feelings. We're also telling them that it's normal. So we do have to have proper expectations, and you're the person that is going to set those. So I had a guy that was helping me with rehab on my knee, and we had done body fat, because then he was like helping me with my workouts and planning them, and some different areas that I wanted to work on my triceps, and I wanted to work on my glutes and things like that. Well, after the first check-in, I had not gained any muscle. No, I gained like a pound of muscle, and I lost like a pound of fat. So over the course of 3 months, that's not very much. But he said, well, you're in perimenopause and you're 48, and that's pretty good. Even maintenance is good where you are right now, but you had some improvements. And I was like, oh, because in my mind, I wanted to lose 5 percentage points. I wanted to gain 5 pounds of muscle. I want 5 percentage points of body fat. But he made me realize that what I was doing was good, even though it didn't meet my expectations. That is your job through there. You want results, but you have to temper expectations as well. I'm never going to look like I'm 20 again. Somebody needs to temper my expectations, because I'm still in delusional land. Okay. Any questions about your routine? I gave my mother-in-law some new products the last time she was just here. And I was like, how do you love that Skin Barrier Restore? And she's got a lot of things that her skin's inflamed, and we're trying to calm it. And she goes, is that little one? I was like, yeah, I think that's what you're talking about. And she's like, I don't know, I haven't used it because I didn't know what to do with it. We just had the conversation, and she didn't feel comfortable enough or whatever to ask me about it. So if I wouldn't have asked her, I would not have known she wasn't using one of the greatest products for her skin. So let's find out. And she just didn't know where to put it in her routine. Isn't that crazy? So she just didn't use it. How many of your customers are over there not for me, and then they're not reordering, and then they're not texting me back, and you think it's about you when they just didn't even know when to use it. So they didn't use it, so they didn't see results, and now they're not reordering. You see how that spiral goes really, really fast? And if we don't catch it with a simple question of, do you have any questions about your routine? How's your skin feeling? What's one improvement you've noticed? Is there anything we need to tweak? That guy that was helping me with my knee, he would ask me that every single week. Is there anything we need to tweak? I don't want to do Bulgarian split squats anymore. Too bad. I did them this morning. I'm so proud of myself. They suck. But they work. He asked me, when are you asking those kinds of genius questions? Okay. And then another form is to delight, which is your last phase. And this right here is so smart, and it's such an imperative part of the relationship you have with your customer is celebrate every win, even the small ones. So you want to create that winning feeling, like, oh my gosh, your skin feels softer. That's huge. You need to celebrate those, because she might not. Because she wants to look 20. Now she just has softer skin. That's still a huge deal. Okay. Now, talking about confidence. Your confidence does not come from knowing every ingredient. I know there's ingredient nerds out there, and I love you for it. It's not necessary, though. If it doesn't float your boat, it's really not the most important thing. What's the most important thing is asking great questions, listening really well, and then confidently guiding someone to a solution. That's what it is. So your conversation map. I love equations. My favorite classes in school were algebra and logic. I love this plus this plus this plus this equals this. Like, I love that that's the way my brain works. And so I want you to use this flow of connect, then ask, then listen, then recommend, create the plan, follow up, and celebrate. That kind of, I'm gonna put that in it. Ooh, look at that cute. Look at all the little emojis. So they don't need another consultant posting pictures on Facebook. Do you see why those things don't move the needle when this is the stuff that moves the needle? This is one-on-one stuff. And a lot of you guys are really much better one-on-one than you are in a group anyway. This is kind of in your wheelhouse. Okay, questions create confidence. Confidence creates the plan. The plan creates progress. And then that progress that your customers are seeing creates loyalty. So you're not a skincare expert. You're not a salesperson. You're a problem solver. And that is a completely different identity. That's really fun. That is, let's recap the Skin Coach method. Phase 1 is discovering. We're asking, we're listening, we're understanding, we're getting those 4 questions out, gathering information because we're asking great questions. Phase 2 is we're diagnosing. What's the real problem? What's standing in her way? Why is this has not worked up till now? Phase 3 is we're designing. We're coaching them through the building that simple plan. Here's your morning routine. Here's your evening routine. Here are your weekly treatments. This is what your expectations are. This is when I'm following up with you. You're developing that. You're coaching them through that process. You're following up with those beautiful questions of how's your skin feeling? What do we need to tweak? You have questions about your routine. You're celebrating wins. That system creates loyalty because that system helps them with their skincare goals, not meets your sales goal. Very different. Now, are you going to meet your sales goal? Yes. You have this kind of conversation with enough people, you will meet your sales goal. It's going to take time. You're going to have to invest in people. Now, that is something that as consultants, you have to be willing to do. You have to be inconvenienced enough to invest in people. And I know that's difficult when you've got so many things pulling at you and you feel like you're behind in so many different ways. Guys, you're never going to get anywhere unless you slow down to speed up. And this is the slow down to speed up. This is the take the time to invest because it is simple, Brandy, right? It's just this very simple framework, but you've got to take the time to accomplish that. And then when you meet new people, but you're going to have to take the time to go back to your customer base, which is exactly what I would tell you to do. Go back through your customer base, and these are the questions that you start asking. You ask them about skincare goals. When's the last time? I've never. So Skin Coach Method is a philosophy tweak and a framework to follow with each of your customer conversations. So it's a framework. Brandy always say, dumb it down. This is it. The framework is the dumb it down part of this. And so here's like, I'll throw these a skin strategy session questions for you if you like these as well. Hold on. I know a lot of times people are like, yeah, but what do I say? And that's cool. I can help you. This is silly. It like blacks out that I can't post in the chat. It doesn't let me. Okay. Every skin strategy session is going to include these 4 things. Where are you right now? So we're going to find out, what they're doing, what they're mad at, what they're crying about to the mirror. And then where do they want to be? That's that dreaming question. In 3 months, if you could have the skin that you're most excited about, what would it look like? What's the simplest path to get there? So that's your recommendations and your design and your plan. And when are we checking in? That's what we're creating, community and accountability. These things that women want now is right here in Skincare Method. And I'm so excited for you guys to hear about it. You're going to share it with all of your other sister consultants. All you do is copy this YouTube link, you post it in your groups, or you send it to your friends specifically and say, you've got to learn the Skin Coach Method, because this is where we need to be going. This is how we need to be doing customer service. You will feel better about you. You will feel better about your business. You'll feel more confident, and you will make a ton more money. a ton more money. You're not trying to squeeze blood from a turnip trying to get somebody to order a mascara. That sucks. Right? Right. I know it does. I've done everything that you guys are doing right now. And I'm excited to flip the switch in my mind of I'm here to help and to serve. And I love that so much more. That means I'm never asking for another sale again. Hallelujah. Okay. There's skincare method. Ask me any questions in here. If you need to, I'll stay on a couple more minutes, but share it with your Mary Kay sisters.
Okay. So that was pretty good. Didn't you guys think? I know we're running a little bit behind, but I thought that that might be helpful as we're trying to do these 5 faces this month. Any thoughts real quick about it?
I already put my comment in the chat, but you know
Oh,
what?
I see it. Yeah.
Heading into an event I have this upcoming weekend, this almost supersedes what I had planned, but it also complements. So like I've got an event that I can like really try and wrap this in. I want to go, of course I'm going to go back and rewatch and take some notes and all that, but you know, I can't say enough good things about it because it's different, it's new, it's a whole new philosophy. And you know, kudos to Heather for saying she wants to change up some of the old. But and this totally makes sense too. Totally makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I see your comment now. Yeah, that's great. I know. I thought it was really good. Any thoughts, Jody? You're muted.
Yeah, the changing of using the same platform but changing the method is excellent. I mean, you know, you it's the same wheel, it's just decorated different. Is kind of the way I think about it. And I say it's the same wheel. I mean, it we're still selling, we're still booking, we're still selling, we're still doing all of that. It's just that we're changing it and we're not making it look like a sale. We're taking it and we're educating and coaching, as she said. So it does take the pressure off, which and the verbiage is, you know, changing the words is yeah, I mean, being a skin coach instead of a skin consultant is amazing. I'm gonna have to go back and try to type all of her stuff down so that I'll have it to be able to go by. But yeah, I like it. I really like it.
Good. Well, I listened to it and I thought you guys, this was right up because I was going to be talking about how do we want to work with our people, but this was a really good thought process going forward. And I have a tendency, to be really honest, and I'll let y'all go. You know, I have some customers I've had for a long time and they rebuy stuff or whatever, but then am I really asking them, you know? And so what if they stop using something and then I haven't really asked them how their skin's doing because their skin has changed or whatever, you know? It's a good thing. It's just very good customer service and helpful, you know,
Yeah,
and I thought probably yeah. So, well, Dawn, is this your event with Cheryl that you're doing?
Yes.
Okay. And that's Saturday?
So, yes.
Okay.
Yep. So, well, I mean, Cheryl and I had a brief conversation today. We know we're taking our steps to get ready. And, you know, we have a lot to gain and nothing to lose with this event. And it kind of, you know, has got Cheryl and I individually motivated, but then together and, you know, knowing that she's going to seminar now, it was really good timing. Like for this event to be in place, even though she and I have had a lot of distractions. Honestly, we've had a planning meeting scheduled for like 2 weeks now and to be in front of each other. And we're like, oh, we're just going to have to talk today because your schedule, my schedule, whatever. So, you know, we want to have a successful time on Saturday and we're doing what we can. And the freshness of this gives me confidence on now how I want to approach Saturday.
Yay! Well, that's exciting. Yeah, we'll be excited to
We
hear about that next
we
week.
believe it's going to be like kind of a high-end clientele. Did I already tell you much about this? I can't remember what I may have or may not shared. And we don't have to stay on right now. I can just,
Okay.
voice clip
Yeah,
you.
I think you told me a little bit, but I wasn't sure. Oh, here, she went ahead and popped off, so you can tell me about it if you want.